Welcome everybody to day 3 of the state or Class B state championships here in Aberdeen, South Dakota in the Northern State Arena. College Arena, big atmosphere. That's what we're getting tonight as we move on to the 5th and 6th place game. I'm Gage Revlett on the call, running the camera and computer. Alongside me is Zac Spear. Tonight's matchup will be against the Freeman Flyers as they take on the Wall Eagles from the West. There was only 2 West River teams that made it to the tournament. The Lyman Raiders, who are currently, I guess they just finished their game right now. They fell to the Aberdeen Christian Knights, and the Wall Eagles, who are in the 5th and 6th place game against the Freeman Flyers. Freeman coming into this game has a record of 20-5. Wall, on the other hand, has a record of 18-7. So pretty similar in terms of record. This is right where the seeding fell. Freeman and Wall were supposed to be in this game, and they are, so it should be a good one in terms of a matchup. Before we really get into and deep dive into the stats, you got anything to say, Zach?
Well, you know, of course, we've been here for the last 2 days, and so far lots of exciting, fast-paced basketball as we got a fan in the stands saying hi on the camera on the stream. But again, lots of fast-paced action, lots of good basketball being played here as they now hand out the 7th and 8th place medals on the floor. Now you're to the final games, and this is really when you probably should expect the games to be as closely matched as they've been. I mean, the first round, of course, you're going to get the 1 seed against the 8 seed, the 2 seed against the 7 seed, and so forth. Now is really when you should have your closest games, and even though Freeman fell in that first game, eliminated from a chance at the state title, we're still able to rally without arguably their best player, come up with a win. I expect them to be fighting hard. I mean, there is still honor in this. You're still going for that final game, end your season on a win, and get the consolation champion title. That sounds a lot better than we got 6th place. And so both teams I expect to be going at it hard. And of course tonight we'll be covering Viborg Hurley against Castlewood. And that is it. That is the Class B state championship game. We are excited for both this game and that game. And more basketball, the better.
Yes, I agree. The more basketball, the better. Well, before we continue, I'd like to thank a few people, the first being SCPB, for allowing us to be here covering all these games that we can and just giving us the opportunity to broadcast to you guys at home. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All the games will be broadcasted live on the SDPB television. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. Another group I'd like to thank are the Freeman sponsors. We really can't do it without you. We are really grateful for what you do and can't thank you enough. Vermeer of Freeman, Merchant State Bank, CHS Agronomy, C&B Operations, Rural Manufacturing, Freeman Dental, Vision Care Associates Freeman, Freeman Lumber Company, Golden West Communications, Core Trust Banks, Sioux International, Sauri Auto Body, Freeman Regional Health Services, Janelle Pearson, Next Home Tri-State Realty, and lastly, Yankton Thrive. So once again, thank you to all the sponsors for allowing us to do what we do. As man, I'm more excited to be here than I think ever before, and I can only imagine how excited you are, Zach.
For sure. I mean, as I said, these should be the best games of the best games, as we have the first of the 4 games of this tournament has just wrapped up. And, of course, Class AA and Single A also going on right now, as those are all on South Dakota Public Broadcasting. But, again, they've allowed us to cover both Freeman and Viborg Hurley in their run through the state tournament. And it's been exciting, it's been fun, and a big thank you to them as, you know, we love doing this. We're excited to be here. We get to be watching, covering basketball here in Aberdeen. Might be a late night tonight, but, you know, we got a good parking spot today. We got here early enough where we got a pretty good parking spot.
You know, I think we only have to take 20 steps to get back to the pickup instead of a whole half a mile. So pretty grateful for that one. But I think let's take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll dive into the pregame, get into the stats, get into the nitty-gritty before tip-off here on Classic Hits 106.3, Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube, and kvht.com.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the athletic and academic activities of the communities they serve. Good luck to all the area teams in their games.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
At C&B Operations in Freeman, we're proud to be part of this vibrant community where hard work, passion, and dedication shine through every student. Whether on the field, in the classroom, or on stage, every student is a champion in their own way. We're here to support Freeman and Freeman Academy athletes, scholars, and students involved in clubs and activities that make our town thrive. C&B, your hometown partner, cheering on all the young champions of Freeman.
Keep dreaming big and reaching high.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Rural Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Rural Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Rural Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available. At Sioux International of Freeman, South Dakota, they pride themselves on delivering equipment solutions to every sort of farming operation. The company continues to exude a tradition of excellent customer service and employ a large staff of knowledgeable technicians. Get the scoop on the latest deals and what's new, whether it's ag equipment, acreage equipment, lawn and garden, or equipment attachments. It's what they do at your Sioux International dealer in Freeman, South Dakota, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from break, let's start with kind of a deep dive of each team as there's 15 minutes on the clock. They are just wrapping things up on the court, taking a picture of each team after finishing and their placing in the tournament. So let's start with really, I wouldn't say the away team, but really the away team in this game, the Wall Eagles. We don't have the starting lineups quite yet, but we can kind of deep dive into the stats. Leading the team in scoring is number 0, Emmett Dinger, who averages 20 points a game. His running mate right next to him is number 5, Thielen Kerstead, who is right behind him in scoring, actually only 19.5 points per game. And I shouldn't say only, but compared to that 20, just slightly less. Another big contributor of this team, and we'll kind of get into it a little more, is their number 3 man, kind of their man down low in the 4 or 5 spot is Trevor Schultz, who it puts up just under 11 points a game at 10.8. This team does shoot pretty well. I do know them a little bit. They tend to be a little streaky sometimes, but for the most part, they are solid in their shooting. It looks like everybody is over that 50% mark from the field, so you really can't complain with that if you're making every other shot, still putting points up on the board. As we kind of look at this Freeman team, we have covered them the last couple of days, and we do know their big impact player, a freshman, David Walter, is out on injury. We'll see if he can come back today. I don't know how it looks. I don't know what the actual injury was, but I assume he isn't going to be back for this game either. looking at last game, the players that stepped up in his place were number 11, Tayden Kerrigan, and number 22, Luke Peters. They kind of decided they needed to be the guys that stepped up, and they filled the spot, and they did just that against Aberdeen Christian. We'll have to see if they can do that again. A different kind of style team. This Wall team isn't very tall compared to Aberdeen Christian, so we'll have to see how that kind of affects. They're more of a shooting team, but that might play in the Freeman favor because they're not super tall either, but they are able to get around back and forth under the basket, and they can shoot the ball if needed too.
And I just want to mention, Gage, you say how, Wall a little bit more of a shooting team and not as necessarily as tall. Just looking at the roster, their tallest player listed at 6'4". They've got two with Chase Carlbaum and Riley Gay. But just looking at their shooting percentages, as a team, they shoot over 60% from the floor. That's insanely high efficiency, and that's actually almost as high. Their free throws are at 62%, with their field goals at 61%. That is almost unheard of. And then just looking at the players, you mentioned Emmett Dinger and Thielen Kerstead as their two leading scorers. Well, Emmett Dinger, with his 20 points per game, he shoots 71% from the floor, also while pulling in 7 rebounds per game. Thielen Kerstead, 19.5 points per game. He shoots 65% from the floor, and he's kind of the main facilitator of the team as well. Leads his team with the most assists and steals, 115 assists coming into the tournament, 79 steals coming into the tournament as well. As you mentioned, definitely two names we're going to have to watch, but they've got a lot of players. You just look at the shooting percentages from them. Out of the players who actually get decent playing time, really only one player shoots under 50%. That would be Austin Kerstead, who shoots 43%, 2.5 points per game, 3 rebounds per game from him. And there's two other players I do want to point out that we should keep a close eye on for in this game. That includes Trevor Schultz. He averages just shy of 11 points per game, 61% shooting for him. And then Jace Moore with 7 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, 54% from the floor. We'll see. It seems like Wall is a team that's going to live and die by their jumper. And if it's hot, they're going to compete with the best of the best. And if they're cold, they're probably going to be looking from the outside in at the end of the game.
Yeah, when looking at this Wall team, somebody, we've kind of talked about it a lot already. He averages 19.5 points. Thielen Kerstead, I expect them to try to get him going early on. He really is kind of the facilitator of this team. If he's hot early on, this Wall team is going to look really good. They're going to look like they can compete with the best of the best. And, of course, they can. They're at the state tournament. But if he kind of starts out cold, that's kind of when things kind of get a little difficult. Things get a little uncomfortable for this Wall team. But I expect him to play a large role early on and throughout the whole game to give this Wall team a boost that they need.
I do want to point something out, too, to you, Gage. So we are actually in a different location here today for the final day. It was a making lemonade out of lemon situation, and that the reason being is because the first 2 days we were actually at the media table. We were able to set up comfortable. We were nice and close, but sometimes it could be a little tricky to see what was going on the near side. Well, the media table was full today, and we were able to work with the people here at the Barnett Center, and a big thank you to Northern State and the workers here for working with us, allowing us to set up a table. We're actually up on the balcony. We should have a better angle on the camera. So if you're tuned in and listening in on Classic Hits 106.3, if you tune in and watch live on either kvht.com or Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube, we'll actually have an improved stream tonight. It'll look better for both today's game right now in the Consolation Championship as well as tonight against Viborg Hurley. Should be a really good view. You'll be able to see everything that's going on the floor. So again, we were a little panic started when we noticed we couldn't set up where we've been because that's where we were kind of told to set up, but ended up working out in our favor, and we should have a great view. So I just wanted to point that out as well.
Yeah, the view up here, Mal, I'm not a big fan of change, so being up here, I'm kind of like, we'll see how this works out. But so far, it's been better. We have a better view for the camera, and, we're set up just fine. I might have to hunch down a little bit. There is a little beam, but
should have higher seats.
Yeah, someone says behind us we should have higher seats. I totally agree. But, overall, I can't really complain. This is a pretty good spot, and, I'm excited to see how it goes.
Well, that's already – I got to point out, so with it being the last day, it's probably going to be the most full, as it usually is at a state tournament. We've already got 2 fan interactions since we've been live. We've been live about 15 minutes. We had a fan looking into our camera, waving, not really sure what he was doing. Either way, it didn't hurt anything. Game wasn't going on. And then, you guys should have some higher seats. We do have a little bit of a bar in our way. We can either crouch or sit up straight and tall and work on that posture.
Yeah, even with the bar, even with the fans, you can't really complain. This is a good spot to be, good atmosphere to be in, and I'm excited to see how this game goes and how close it's going to be. We'll take one more commercial break and be back to really dive into the Freeman side of the stats and the players when we come back here in Aberdeen.
At Freeman Regional Health Services, we're committed to your family's health and well-being. Whether it's an emergency, an annual checkup, or senior care, we're proud to serve Freeman and the surrounding communities. We're excited to now offer Planet Heart and Body Composition scans, expanding our services to meet your needs. Visit freemanregional.com to learn more about our compassionate, high-quality care. We look forward to caring for you. Freeman Regional Health Services is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Since 1987, Sari Auto Body in Freeman has been repairing your car from headlights to taillights. Been in a wreck? They can fix it. Windshield replacement or repair? They do that too. From oil changes, tires, wheel alignments, and even engine overhauls. They can handle it all. One business in Freeman to remember, Sari Auto Body. Make them your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. Sari Auto Body in Freeman is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. When it's time to get your vision checked, you go to the eye care center that has the latest technology. Vision Care Associates now offers new OptiMap dilation free exams in both the Freeman and Parkston clinics. It's quick and easy. Best of all, it keeps your day interruption free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. See the best when you visit Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston.
When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
It started with a rancher who built a fence that bordered a land. This is where we began. A copper wire strung from one fence post to the next. That lone wire went on to connect one family to another and then another, until one day it touched us all. At Golden West, we didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No, we just brought them together.
And back from the break, and kind of gonna deep dive into this Freeman Flyers team a little bit. We kind of saved them for last because we know them a little bit more over the past couple of days. As we mentioned earlier, the Flyers are without their star player, freshman number 35, David Walter, 6'4" freshman. As I said, they played pretty good without him yesterday. Still a loss, but you can't be too upset with how your team played without him, and you can't be disappointed that you're without him. And you can't be disappointed that you're without him today. So, looking into the stats, I have the stats from yesterday's game from Freeman. Leading the team in scoring was number 42, actually Tate Sorensen. Right behind him was number 11, Tayden Kerrigan, and number 22, Luke Peters, with 12 and 14, respectively. They kind of picked up pace from Kerrigan, who averages normally only 16 points a game, and Luke Peters only averages 9. Sorensen averages 14, so Sorensen was just over his points per game limit. Kerrigan was way over his points per game limit, and even Peters was above his own. So the players that needed to step up did their part. They stepped up against that Christian team, and you almost feel like they should have an easier job today, as Wall's not as tall, but almost a harder job on the perimeter. I think Kerrigan's going to have another big game like he did yesterday, but maybe he had the big game because his role was more open, more involved into the offense with Walter gone.
And I do think I agree that they match up just a little bit better than what we've seen for Freeman so far. In the first game, they lost to Viborg Hurley 72-44. Viborg Hurley is a tough matchup for really anybody. The reason being they've got a 6'6" and a 6'7" player in Owen Niederbaumer and Nick Hansen, and it just proved to be too much for Freeman as they tried relying on that three-point shot a little too heavily. And you kind of have to, it's tough trying to drive the paint when you've got just a giant in the post, or two even, and you're trying to go in at 6'2" or so, in even shorter. That makes it really difficult. You have to do those runners, floaters, jumpers. It didn't quite connect for them. But then in their next game against Aberdeen Christian, well, we did have, Aberdeen Christian has height, still had the height advantage on Freeman, but not quite like Viborg Hurley did. And we saw it was a little easier for Freeman. And then we saw those floaters, the runners, the jumpers. As we said, almost felt like a broken record yesterday because they were hitting so many of them. It worked in their favor, and they won 52-44, even without star David Walter. Again, not having Walter, though, of course, like I said, they won without him, but that's not because they didn't have him. There's all state teams are great, but Viborg Hurley so far in their tournament run, their playoff run, they've just kind of looked like a whole nother animal. So they won without David Walter, but they'll miss him. As you said, a 6'4" freshman, 19 points per game, over 7 rebounds per game, and over an assist per game. He's really the guy who gets it going for this Flyers offense. We'll see who steps up big here. As you mentioned, a couple names who did last game. But yeah, Tate Sorensen, he was right about as advertised yesterday. And then Luke Peters, Luke Miller, and Taden Kerrigan, we all saw pretty good performances out of. And all depends on who that X factor again is going to be for Freeman.
Yeah, and we talk about how good Wall can be shooting, but really this Flyers team can let the ball fly when needed. Against that Viborg team, they kept it close. They went on that hot streak where they just didn't miss the ball, and they ended the half shooting over 50%. I think they were about 8 for 12, 8 for 14 shooting at the end of the first half, and that was all in the second half of the second quarter. Well, they kind of cooled down in the second half of that Viborg game, and that's kind of where the Cougars got away from them. But in their second game against Aberdeen Christian, they didn't shoot as good. They still shot 30% from behind the arc and 47% from the field. So not really as good a shooting as they had in that first half against Viborg. But, not too bad shooting at all. They went 2 for 6 in the second half, 2 for 7 in the first half against Aberdeen Christian. So really, maybe not the numbers you exactly want from this Freeman Flyers team, but not bad numbers per se at all. I think they're going to need a few more shots, a few better shot selections against this Wall team, but it's not going to matter too much as it did against Viborg Hurley. Well, we'll take one more minute break and be back for the start of the game here in Aberdeen.
At the Freeman Parkston Dental Centers, you will receive the highest quality comprehensive dental care in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Freeman Parkston Dental Centers strive to provide the best general, cosmetic, and emergency dental care in the area. In addition to general dentistry, they offer Invisalign, teeth whitening, dental implants, and pediatric services. The team is highly trained, professional, and compassionate. Freeman and Parkston Dental Centers are a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
final break of the pregame. Once again, I'm Gage Roulette. Alongside me is Zac Spear on the camera and computer. The clock has hit 0. The PA announcer is starting his speech, and we should be on our way to starting lineups. Like I said, this matchup is the 5 and 6 seed of the tournament, the Freeman Flyers taking on the Wall Eagles, one of the only few West River teams at the tournament. Starting with the lineups, we'll start with the higher seed, the Wall Eagles. Starting for them at the 1 spot will be number 0, Emmett Dinger, number 2, Jace Moore, number 5, Teelan Kerstead, number 13, Younger Amiot, and number 21, Trevor Schultz. For the Freeman Flyers, starting in their lineups will be number 10, Sawyer with, number 11, Tayden Kerrigan, number 20, Luke Miller, number 22, Luke Peters, and lastly, at the 5 spot, number 42, Tate Sorensen. One thing to point out while we wait for them to finish up their own lineup announcement is kind of the age of these teams. We've talked about it before. This Freeman team is very young. They got a lot of freshmen on the roster, a lot of freshmen that play, and a lot of their big-name players are freshmen, if not sophomores or juniors. Looking at this Wall team as well, there's a lot of juniors on this roster, a lot of sophomores on it. They only have one senior listed on the starting roster, or not even the starting roster, on the roster entirely. So while they might miss the impact of 6'4" Riley Gay, it's not going to really hurt them as other teams with their seniors, because this Wall team is built around a big core of juniors and sophomores. Like I said, their star player on the Wall team, Emmett Dinger, is only a junior, averages 20 points a game, and right behind him is number 5, Teelan Kerstead, averages 19.5 points a game as a sophomore. So as both teams are on the court and ready to go, tipping off for each team will be number 0, Emmett Dinger, and number 42, Tate Sorensen of the Flyers. 8 minutes on the clock, first quarter on the board, and we should be getting underway. Winning the tip will be the Flyers, as Whiff is the one who gets it after the tip. Now Luke Peters from on the far side to Luke Miller, the guy who's had to step up and replace Walter, but that pass is stolen by Dinger, now in the hands of Schultz. Schultz goes to the rim, shot no good, rebounded by Sorensen. Sorensen now crossing the court on the far side, looking for a place to go. That pass tipped by Kerstead, intercepted by Moore. Moore trying to slow things up. We're only 30 seconds into it, and we've already had 2 or 3 possession chains. Schultz, now Kerstead on the near side, pulls a three-pointer, shot short off the front of the rim. Amiot gets a rebound. Down low that's number 21, Trevor Schultz, with the little backdoor pass, and layup is good. The Eagles will take the 2-0 lead to start this one in the first quarter. 1 minute by. Freeman has the ball. Sorensen at the top of the key. Now a foul called. I think, no, it wasn't a foul. Instead, that's a timeout by the Flyers. Head coach Lance Friesian needing to slow things down, as this one has been fast from the get-go. Only a 30-second timeout, so we'll take a quick 30 and be back in just a moment.
Pick or place your property with Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty. With licenses in Iowa and South Dakota, Janelle Pearson is the perfect choice to buy or sell your home. Rest assured, as you see the knowledge, hard work, passion, and care that goes into taking care of you. Give Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty a call today at 712-552-7102 to take care of all your home needs. Janelle Pearson is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Back into the action. Sorensen got the rebound, or inbound for the Flyers, now in the hands of Luke Peters. Peters back to Kerrigan, his first touch of the ball. Little runner is up and good. And now the Flyers are on the board, 2-2, just under the 7-minute mark in the first quarter. Kerstead, top of the key for the Eagles. He doesn't have a point, has one shot, and that was a three-pointer on the near side. No good. Now it's in the hands of Schultz on the near side. Back to Dinger. Dinger averages 20 points a game, and it's going to be, I think that was a travel. If you caught it, Zach, maybe you didn't, but anyhow, it was on the offense, and so now it's Flyers ball. Flyers inbound it to Sorensen now. Kerrigan, open lane, loses it. Ball on the ground, picks it up, shot up. Rims around the rim. I'm pretty sure that was 2 or 3 times. It's now 4-2. Flyers with the lead. Eagles now far side in the hands of Moore. Moore will hand it off to Kerstead. Pretty far back, now far side, top of the key. Dinger, 3-ball up, no good. That one looks to go out of bounds, saved by Moore, but put in the hands of Luke Miller. The Eagles are ice cold to start this one here in the Barnett Center. Flyers, a shot up, no good. Loose ball, the Eagles do pick it up. Schultz on the near side will take it up, has a wide open Kerstead along the baseline. Spin move, shot up, no good. Man, that looked like money from up here, but it just won't fall. Under the 6-minute mark in the first quarter, Kerrigan on the near side. Baseline type shot, fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebounded by the Eagles. Dinger, far side, kind of gets pushed out of bounds, does hit the deck as he goes into the Flyer bench. So a foul will be called on the Flyers.
And so far in this tournament, we've seen some lower scoring games than what we've expected. And right now, we're exactly, again, not much scoring early on.
So that foul won't be an actual personal foul, so only one foul on the Flyers, 0 on the Eagles to start this one. 5.5 minutes in the first quarter. The Eagles have it. More baseline shot, up and good, and we're now tied at 4 apiece. 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Luke Peters taking it up for the Flyers, loses it, does manage to get it back. I think that's going to be a travel. I see the Wall fans clapping as Miller just lost a hold of the ball and couldn't get control quite back as he kept his feet moving. Amiot looking inbound, he finds Moore. Moore with the bright red shoes on the court, kind of easy to distinguish. Kerstead, top of the key, guarded by Luke Peters, hands it back to Moore. Moore almost kind of pushed out of bounds. Now Dinger, fadeaway jumper from the baseline is good, and what a shot. I don't know if the fadeaway was needed, but
either way, it made it look cool, right?
Yeah, no kidding. His momentum carried him that way, so he just let the ball go. Flyers on the other hand, and on the near side, Kerrigan will lose it as that pass was knocked out of bounds, and last touch by Kerrigan. It looks to be a full timeout taken by, I believe, it was a media timeout, excuse me, so we'll take it as well here on Classic Hits 106.3, Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube, and kvht.com.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the athletic and academic activities of the communities they serve. Good luck to all the area teams in their games.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Just in time as the Eagles will inbound it from the media timeout. Inbounded to Thielen Kerstead. Now on the near side is Trevor Schultz. Tries to find Carter Sundahl down low. Bad pass. Schultz picks it up. Shot to the rim. No good. Loose ball. Eagles manage to keep a hold of it. That pass goes through Kerstad's hands. He does pick it back up. Uneven as one of the Flyers try to go chase it. That three from Emmett Dinger, no good. So the Flyers finally get it back after giving up an offensive rebound. Luke Peters trapped on the far side, loses it, manages to pick it up, gets his dribble back. Now a pass poked away. Still a loose ball on the court. Push is called. Eagles ball. Wow, a lot of loose ball. I don't really know how to commentate it there when I don't know who has possession and the ball is loose on the floor the whole time, but
a lot of back and forth, that's for sure.
A lot of back and forth is right. We have some substitutions. It looks like pretty much a full new team for the Flyers, as their floor consists of Luke Peters, number 22, number 35, David Walter is actually checking in the game. So he must not have started in this one, but they are slowly working him back in. The star freshman for the Flyers team. Hopefully he's all right and can play this whole game because they're going to need him. Also on the court for the Flyers is number 4, Christopher Asen. And I think one more is number 32, Oliver Waltner. Possession by the Eagles comes up empty on a missed shot. The Flyers do get the rebound now in the hands of Luke Peters. Peters, top of the key, gets it over to Waltner on the far side, guarded by Amiet. Little Euro step up. The layup is good, and man, freshman makes it look easy as now we're tied 6. Eagles beat the Flyers back in transition. Emmett Dinger to the rim will get an and one as he made the layup, and Waltner, I think, will be dinged for the foul. Will send Dinger to the line for an and one.
So that's now 3 fouls already on the Freeman Flyers. None against Wall, though. Could see how that comes to be late in the game.
Substitution for the Eagles as Trevor Schultz checks off, and I believe that was Jace Moore that checked in to his place. So as I said earlier, the Eagles don't really have too much size. Trevor Schultz isn't very tall, but he is a big body down low who's able to work in the paint. We'll have to see if Moore can fill his shoes. Flyers, top of the key is Asen. Now Sorensen, back to Luke Peters. Top of the key, they're trying to work it down low. Waltner's wide open, has the layup, misses it. Defense came crashing in, forced a little pressure on the layup. The Flyers did get the offensive rebound, but can't get the putback. So it's 9-6. Eagles with the lead, but that ball does go out of bounds. The Flyers will keep possession. Inbounded to number 34, Tannen Auk. Now Asen. Down low, Luke Peters, spin move, up with the shot, and is good. Will he get an and one opportunity also? I think so.
He will, and just a nice play overall for the Freeman Flyers to get right back into this one. A free throw ties this one up.
We'll have to see if he can make it as Luke Peters will go to the line for the first time. The Flyers have 3 team fouls compared to the Eagles, so this is their first foul of the game. So Luke Peters at the line, the 5'11 junior, looking to tie. Shot up, no good. Who gets the rebound? It's kind of loose. It's younger Amiot of the Eagles with the rebound. Now in the hands of Jace Moore. Jace over to Kerstead. Kerstead between his legs, back to the top of the key. I think he's trying to set something up for his team. Round the horn, now Carter Sundahl on the far side, guarded by Asen. Top of the key, Emmett Dinger, 3 ball, no good. Rebounded by, that's 32, Oliver Waltner of the Flyers. Asen. That ball goes out of bounds as he's trying to bring it up the court. Faced pressure from the Eagles, and now there's some upset fans. I can't tell which side is upset. I think that's Wall. Ball will stay in the hands of the Flyers. Inbounding for the Flyers is number 34, Tannen Auk. As I don't know who he will try to find, and now it's going to be a 30-second timeout by the Wall Eagles. Head coach Ryan Kerstead needs to kind of settle his team down. It is a full timeout, so we'll take one as well and be back in a minute.
At C&B Operations in Freeman, we're proud to be part of this vibrant community where hard work, passion, and dedication shine through every student. Whether on the field, in the classroom, or on stage, every student is a champion in their own way. We're here to support Freeman and Freeman Academy athletes, scholars, and students involved in clubs and activities that make our town thrive. C&B, your hometown partner, cheering on all the young champions of Freeman.
Keep dreaming big and reaching high.
So apologies, it was only a 30-second timeout instead of a full, so we're back a little early. I guess you can't complain if you're the viewer, as you don't have to listen to advertisement. Anyhow, the Wall Eagles up 9-8 over the Flyers. First quarter, 2.5 minutes left before the quarter break. Inbounded to Kerrigan, guarded by Kerstead. Kerrigan to Asen. Around the horn, Waltner 4-3, looks good in the air. It's no good as Emmett Dinger gets the rebound and fouled by Asen from behind, who tried to poke the ball free. That'll be the 4th foul on the Flyers. One more will put the Eagles in bonus. 2.5 minutes still on the clock. As Schultz will inbound to Kerstead on the far side. He will be picked up at the top of the key by Kerrigan. Kerstead will work his way in, slices the defense, layup up and good, and the Wall stretch stretches their lead to 3.
I feel like that's the first score we've seen in a while, and the Eagles put themselves up, as you just mentioned, 3.
Yeah, it has been a little scoring drought for both teams. Ace in top of the key. He wanted an open lane. It kind of collapsed on him. Walter hits the deck a little bit. I think it was out of bounds. Yes, it was, and it was out on the Flyers, so the Wall gets the turnover and a break they need to keep this lead what it is and maybe extend it a little more. 1:48 on the clock in the first quarter, as the Eagles will have a few substitutions. Carter Sundahl will check out. Replacing him looks to be Trevor Schultz. Dinger down low in the lane around Luke Miller. Shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Another fadeaway shot from the free throw line is good. And what a play by Emmett Dinger as he continues to impress with them fadeaway jump shots. Now a travel on the Flyers in the offensive side of the court will give the Eagles the ball right back.
And right now you'd like to see the Flyers settle things down, take your time on offense, get a good look, as they don't want to let this get out of control early on.
You know, one thing about big shooting teams like this Eagles team is they play at an incredibly high pace. If you want to keep up with it, you can't. And so if I'm the Flyers, you got to slow things down, kind of get the Eagles to be uncomfortable, to play in a slower pace and get them out of rhythm.
And they just threw it out of bounds. They got the stop they needed.
So a chance for the Flyers to maybe get a little momentum back as Whiff looks inbound to Kerrigan. Kerrigan, a little kind of hook shot type pass to Sorensen, who will put that in for an easy layup. Cuts the lead to 3, 13-10, and we're at the minute mark in the quarter. Near side is Kerstead. Kerstead, half spin, shot up and good from the high post. And what an answer from the Eagles. We're under the minute mark. Luke Peters on the near side, guarded by Amiot. Amiot, they're probably one of their best defenders on the team. Now Luke Miller at the free throw line, back out to Luke Peters. 3-ball up and good. And that's a shot the Flyers need to make a few more of if they want to win this one. 15-13, 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Back out to Moore, around the horn to Schultz for 3, up and is good. And the Eagles just won't go away as a big 3 to answer and keep the lead at 5. 15 seconds left in the quarter, 18-13. As I just said, Kerrigan has it into the lane, will take himself off the backboard, and slick little layup, a little English on that move. With 5 seconds left, that ball goes out of bounds. I don't know who touched it last. It looks to be out on the Flyers as they batted that one out. Younger Amiot will check off, and Carter Sundahl will take his place for the Eagles. Quick substitution with 3 seconds left. Inbounded to Dinger. A little sideways shot. Momentum carry him to the side. That one no good, and that's the end of the first quarter. 18-15 is the score. The Wall Eagles on top over the Freeman Flyers. We'll take a quick quarter break and be back for the start of the second quarter of action.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Rural Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Rural Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Rural Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available.
And back from the quarter break, 8 minutes back on the clock. 18-15 is the score. Wall Eagles are up by 3 and looking to keep a hold of that lead as they will start the quarter with the ball. Number 2, Jace Moore, will look to inbound for the Eagles. He finds Trevor Schultz at the half court. Schultz right back in the hands of Moore. Back to Schultz. Schultz on the far side. He's guarded by Kerrigan. Now Kerstead. Kerstead between his legs, back out. I think he will take it himself. Yes, he does. 1-2 step and slick little layup. Man, both teams kind of have some nasty little footwork to find their way to the rim. Flyers now. Luke Peters, half court, gets around the pressure of this Eagles defense. Loose ball on the ground now. Tie it between Luke Millers and Teelan Kerstead. It will be a jump ball possession arrow now in favor of the Flyers. So the Flyers will keep it. This Eagles defense has been pretty good about staying aggressive and going for the steal, something they do almost every game. That's just the type of team that they are. Sorensen on the near side will go into the lane for a layup. Shot no good. I think he'll shoot 2.
I think he's saying fouls on the floor.
Yes, I think you are right, Zach. So the Flyers will just inbound from the baseline. Luke Miller will try to find a teammate to get it in. Long lob, tipped off of Sorensen, now in the hands of Schultz. Kerstead down low in transition, shot up and good. 22-15, minute into this one. Flyers now, Kerrigan in the lane himself. It will be a travel. Ryan Kerstead right next to the ref was all for that call to give his team the ball back.
And I tell you what, right now it looks like Wall has all of the momentum going. They've scored their last couple, forced a turnover. This is where Freeman, again, they need to slow things down, get it back to their game, and they need a bucket.
Schultz, top of the key, guarded by Kerrigan. Schultz will take himself a little like no-look and hook shot up, no good. Eagles do get the offensive rebound, but their second shot can't go in as Tate Sorensen gets the rebound and is now on the far side. Cookies for Jace Moore as he plucks that one free from Sorensen, has open layup and transition, and is good. What a steal and a read from Jace Moore to pluck that one from Sorensen. And now a timeout is called by head coach Freezer of the Flyers. We'll take one as well and be back in a moment.
At Sioux International of Freeman, South Dakota, they pride themselves on delivering equipment solutions to every sort of farming operation. The company continues to exude a tradition of excellent customer service and employ a large staff of knowledgeable technicians. Get the scoop on the latest deals and what's new, whether it's ag equipment, acreage equipment, lawn and garden, or equipment attachments. It's what they do at your Sioux International dealer in Freeman, South Dakota, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
At Freeman Regional Health Services, we're committed to your family's health and well-being. Whether it's an emergency, an annual checkup, or senior care, we're proud to serve Freeman and the surrounding communities. We're excited to now offer Planet Heart and Body Composition scans, expanding our services to meet your needs. Visit freemanregional.com to learn more about our compassionate, high-quality care. We look forward to caring for you. Freeman Regional Health Services is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the full timeout from Coach Friesen of the Flyers. 24-15, the Wall Eagles on top, 6:44 left before half. And the Eagles have kind of found some momentum with this high pace of play. If they can keep getting points in transition, they will be all right. Flyers, on the other hand, needs to slow things down, needs to get the Eagles into an uncomfortable, slower pace of play. Inbounded to Walter, who will try to bring it up the court, guarded by Amiet, who is causing him some trouble. Walter finally in the offensive zone, finds a man down low. That's Sorensen, I believe. Now Luke Peters will take it baseline, tries to get it back out as the lane was clogged. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by Peters. Now, I believe number 34, Tannen Ock, was an open man under the basket and picks up the 2-point layup. A lot of chaos down there under the rim. I couldn't even really see from our angle up in the booth. Balcony, I should say, not booth. 6 minutes to go before half. Kerstead driving in the lane, kick out pass to Dinger. Dinger cross court to Moore. Moore into the lane, plugged lane, back out to Kerstead. Near corner 3 from Teelan Kerstead to push the lead to 10. 5:45 left before half, 10-point lead, as I said, 27-17, Eagles on top. Walter on the far wing, guarded by Amiot. Amiot still causing trouble. Luke Peters for 3 on the far side, and that one's good. What an answer from the Flyers. That's exactly what they need. 5.5 minutes still on the clock. Moore on the far side hands it off to Dinger. Dinger's been a little quiet this game for the Eagles. He only has 7, so I guess not too quiet, but when you take in account he averages 20 a game, maybe a little more quiet than you think. Pass from number 4, Austin Kerstead, intercepted by number 4, Christopher Asen of the Flyers. Flyers get it back. Walter on the far wing, guarded by Amiot once again. Walter looking to try to land, hands it off to Asen. 17 seconds on the shot clock, and Asen will travel for the Flyers to give the Eagles the ball back once again. And with that travel, we will take a media timeout. We'll be back in a minute on Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube, Classic Hits 106.3, and KVHD.com.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Since 1987, Sari Auto Body in Freeman has been repairing your car from headlights to taillights. Been in a wreck? They can fix it. Windshield replacement or repair? They do that too. From oil changes, tires, wheel alignments, and even engine overhauls. They can handle it all. One business in Freeman to remember, Sari Auto Body. Make them your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. Sari Auto Body in Freeman is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Back from the media timeout, the Wall Eagles lead by 7, 27-20, after a big 3 from Luke Peters of the Flyers to cut the lead to under 10. 4:53 left before half. The Eagles have the ball. Schultz on the near wing, looking for a place to go. He still has his dribble. Now Kerstead inside the arc. Back out to Dinger, far side. Dinger's pass is intercepted by Asen. It's a 2-on-1. He'll take it himself to the rack, and a foul. He'll draw the contact and shoot 2.
Asen right there, he made the decision. You know, you got to make that decision. 2-on-1. Am I taking this or am I giving it up? He made his decision. He stuck with it, drew the contact, headed to the free throw line.
You know, I think there was a second Eagle trailing behind. I mean, you throw that pass, it's a little risky with the help defense to come back and pick it up. So probably the right decision by Asen to take it himself. He draws the contact, so of course it was the right decision. 27-21 following the made free throw from Asen. We'll see if he can put in a second one to cut the lead to 5. Second free throw up and too strong off the back iron, but it's rebounded by Tate Sorensen, who puts it back in for a putback, and that was best case scenario for the Flyers. 27-23, only down 4 now. Eagles have it. Kerstead on the far side, back out to Moore. Ball is going around and around, finds the hands of Kerstead once again. 3 ball from Kerstead, no good. Rebounded by number 32, Walter of the Flyers. Walter top of the key, guarded by Schultz. Schultz putting on the pressure. Walter finally gets it out into the hands of Sorensen. Half spin, double team down low, back out to Asen. Walter down low as Sorensen feeds him once again, and Walter will draw the contact inside the paint. Ding for the foul will be number 5, Teelan Kerstead, his first of the game. As we're under the 4-minute mark through the second quarter, 27-23 is the score. Hopefully Waltner can cut it a little close. No, too strong on the free throw, rebounded by Dinger. And now a whistle on the play. I think it was a foul, maybe a timeout. I don't really know what's going on. The Eagles are on the court and the Flyers were in the huddle.
I think they thought it was a timeout. Wasn't really made very clear, though. Kind of confused as they'll just keep play continuing now.
I think the inbound was right next to the wall, Coach, so it looked like he called a timeout. I think that's probably what it was. But anyhow, Eagles with the ball. Kerstead on the far side. Kick out pass to Dinger. Far corner. 3-ball up and good. Once again for the Eagles to push the lead to 7, 30-23 as we're under the 3.5-minute mark before half. Asen bringing it up the court for the Flyers. Asen from the free throw line. Pull-up jumper, no good. Waltner gets the rebound. Can't make a shot of his own, but instead a loose ball on the ground. I don't know if it was a foul or a jump ball, but I do know the Eagles come away with possession. Inbounded to Jace Moore of the Eagles as he brings it up at the top of the key. Down low is Schultz. Try to find Dinger. One more pass, but that creates a loose ball off the knee of a few Flyers, and the Flyers get it back. Luke Peters on the near wing will drive it to the lane. Kick out pass to Ace, and 4-3. Shot is up just short. I think it was a little deep behind the line. Flyers do get the rebound. Now Sorensen wanted a three, but Dinger closed out on him. Down low is Waltner. Oliver Waltner, who will have a putback to cut the lead to 5. Waltner kind of showing up for his team lately with a defensive presence and now an offensive one. 3-ball from Dinger, no good. Waltner gets the rebound once again, and the Flyers have it. Loose ball on the ground, but the Eagles pick it up. Jace Moore for a layup, maybe to draw a little contact, no good. Rebounded by Schultz, who will put it back in. Schultz was the only one within about 5 feet of the paint even. So almost a free layup for Schultz, and now I believe that's a timeout, a full timeout taken by the Eagles. We'll take one as well and be back in a moment.
Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. When it's time to get your vision checked, you go to the eye care center that has the latest technology. Vision Care Associates now offers new OptiMap dilation free exams in both the Freeman and Parkston clinics. It's quick and easy. Best of all, it keeps your day interruption free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. See the best when you visit Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston.
When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
Back from the full timeout, the Wall Eagles still have control and the lead. 32-25 is the score. 2:19 left before half. Looking to inbound the ball will be the Flyers as Sorensen will go to the baseline to inbound. Full court press from the Eagles as they try to stop the Flyers and maybe cause a turnover. Long inbound to Kerrigan. Kerrigan will take it himself, has an open lane, a little too strong on the layup, rebounded by Schultz. Schultz pushes the pace, finds more down low, little contact. He does draw the foul, doesn't get the shot to fall, but he'll shoot 2 anyway.
And that was a dangerous pass initially on that inbound when we saw that full court press. The Flyers lucky it wasn't picked off. Almost had the layup to go, but instead now free throws on the other side.
Jace Moore seems to be a big bucket getter in transition. He finds his way to the line quite a bit, at least so far in this one. First free throw, no good for Moore, as he'll stay at 4 points, hopefully to get to 5 after this one. Second free throw up and good for Moore, and now we have a substitution for the Eagles. Number 13, younger Amiot will check out. Number 4, Austin Kerstead will replace him. So Flyers once again on offense. They are going to need to start scoring some big points if they want to push it close. Every time they almost feel like they're going to get a rhythm, the Eagles answer with some big play, either in transition or a big 3 from a corner. Flyers now, face pressure, try to get a pass off, and now loose ball on the ground. A foul was called, I believe. number 22, excuse me. I was going to say I don't see a 23 on my roster, but number 22, Luke Peters, his first of the game. And the Eagles will get it back under the 2-minute mark before half. Inbounded to Jace Moore as he brings it up the court for the Eagles. Will be picked up at half court by Taden Kerrigan of the Flyers. Now Kerstead on the near wing. Little zone action from the Flyers. Maybe trying to create a trap, but they leave. Number 4, Austin Kerstead, open on the baseline to pick up 2 points of his own. I think that's his first 2 points of the game as the lead is back up to 10. Luke Peters hands it off to Kerrigan. Tries to work his way to the lane. Pump fake. Cross-court pass to Luke Miller. One more pass to Sorensen. Far corner 3 from Sorensen is good. And that's what the Flyers need. I think I say that every time, but Austin Kerstead is wide open under the basket 2 times in a row, and he's up to 4 in under, I think, 30 seconds. Luke Peters loses it, picked up by Emmett Dinger. Now Jace Moore in transition will go back to the line. I just said they seem to just feed him the ball in transition, and he finds his way to the line quite often once again.
And he does a nice job. He attacks the rim. It's not like he's foul baiting right now. He's just going up strong with it, and he probably hopes that the defenders are going to make contact, and so far they have. He's headed to the free throw line, can put his team up double digits.
He's 1 for 2 on free throws and now 2 for 3. Pretty much everyone on this Eagles team is around a 65-66% free throw shooter, and so that would put Moore right at his average from the line.
And the crazy part is they shoot almost as good from the floor as they do from the free throw line.
So second free throw from Moore, no good. It's a 10-point game. Eagles on top. We're under a minute. Kerrigan has a lane. Try to feed one more pass down low to Luke Miller. No good as Austin Kerstead got the rebound. To Schultz. Back to Kerstead. Kerstead, I think, will take himself through contact. Shot up, and he'll go to the line. The Eagles are just finding themselves in tough layup situations to get themselves to the line in transition. The Flyers are not backing away from the contact as they're trying to stop the Eagles in transition defense. But free throws are not a good look for your team as it's a free shot for the Eagles to put them up 11. The first one from Kerstead is good. Second one is good. 2 bounces off the rim, 1 off the backboard to get it done, but he does. 40-28 is the score. 40 seconds left before half. Asen on the near side to the rack himself. No, he'll dump it off to Sorensen, who has a shot. He will put it in. Eagles trying to keep the pace high. 30 seconds left before half. Kerstead loses it. Was on the ground with Kerrigan, and now the Freeman fans are not happy. I think Kerrigan was called for a foul, and that puts the Eagles in the bonus. So Teelan Kerstead will go to the line for 2 more.
We didn't see a whole lot of free throws in the first quarter, but here in this last 2 minutes of this second quarter, we've seen kind of the opposite. Eagles frequently make an appearance at the charity stripe.
11 points is the lead, 29 seconds on the clock, 41-30 is the score. Kerstead made his first free throw, and down goes the second. So back up to a 12-point game. Flyers have 25 seconds to score. Inbounded to Asen. Asen picked up on the full-court press, does manage to break it. Flyers need points before half. Kerrigan, hop step in the lane, nothing called. No travel or contact, and now it's a 10 seconds before half. The Eagles have the 12-point lead. Deep 3 from Dinger up, and man, it looked good, but it was short as it bounced off the front of the rim. 1 second left. A deep shot from Luke Miller is no good, so we'll stay scoreless in the last 20 seconds. But nevertheless, the Eagles have the 42-30-point lead as we head to the locker room. We'll take a quick break, maybe get a few steps if we are able to get them from up here in the balcony. Probably not, so don't expect them. But we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Classic Hits 106.3, Fuller Digital Solutions on YouTube, and KVHG.com.
It started with a rancher who built a fence that bordered land. This is where we began. A copper wire strung from one fence post to the next. That lone wire went on to connect one family to another and then another, until one day, it touched us all. At Golden West, we didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No, we just brought them together.
At the Freeman Parkston Dental Centers, you will receive the highest quality comprehensive dental care in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Freeman Parkston Dental Centers strive to provide the best general, cosmetic, and emergency dental care in the area. In addition to general dentistry, they offer Invisalign, teeth whitening, dental implants, and pediatric services. The team is highly trained, professional, and compassionate. Freeman and Parkston Dental Centers are a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Pick or place your property with Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty. With licenses in Iowa and South Dakota, Janelle Pearson is the perfect choice to buy or sell your home. Rest assured, as you see the knowledge, hard work, passion, and care that goes into taking care of you. Give Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty a call today at 712-552-7102 to take care of all your home needs. Janelle Pearson is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the athletic and academic activities of the communities they serve. Good luck to all the area teams in their games.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
At C&B Operations in Freeman, we're proud to be part of this vibrant community where hard work, passion, and dedication shine through every student. Whether on the field, in the classroom, or on stage, every student is a champion in their own way. We're here to support Freeman and Freeman Academy athletes, scholars, and students involved in clubs and activities that make our town thrive. C&B, your hometown partner, cheering on all the young champions of Freeman.
Keep dreaming big and reaching high.
And back from the break, we did manage to get stats. Thank you, Zac Spear, for going and getting them while I sat my lazy butt in the seat.
Just had to make a trip down to the media table.
Yep, nothing too hard, really. As we take a look at the stats on paper, this matchup has been almost dead even. Although the Eagles are winning with a 12-point lead, 42-30. Really, a lot of the stats have been the same. There are a few big defining numbers for each team, but we'll dive into it. Leading the scoring for the Eagles is number 5, Thielen Kerstead, who put up 15 in the first half. Right behind him is number 0, Emmett Dinger, who has 10. So kind of the two leading scorers doing their job. Also with 7 points is number 21, Trevor Schultz. So kind of the big three of the team doing exactly what each person does and doing their role well.
About the three that we expected to be doing things as well. I mean, they're the ones that you know are going to get their buckets, and who else is going to fill in? Or are those guys' 3 performances going to be enough?
Exactly. Also on the stat sheet, leading the team in assists with 4 assists is number 2, Jace Moore, and leading the team in rebounds as kind of a tie. 4 rebounds for each of them is number 13, Younger Amiot, and number 0, Emmett Dinger with 4 apiece. On to the Freeman side, leading the team in points is number 42, Tate Sorensen, and right behind him with 8 points is number 22, Luke Peters. 42 is the number for Sorensen, 22 the number for Luke Peters, just in case I got that mixed around. For rebounds, leading the team in rebounds is with 4 also is number 32, Oliver Waltner, and leading the team in assists with 2 is number 4, Christopher Asen, and number 20, Luke Miller, both with 2 apiece. Like I said, on paper, the numbers are very similar. Each team has 7-8 assists. The rebounds are tied dead even at 15. But really, the numbers that stick out to me is Wall is taking a lot more shots. Freeman is very efficient shooting this game. They're shooting 56% from the field, 60% behind the arc, but they have a whopping 15 turnovers in the half compared to Wall's 6 turnovers. Wall is shooting 50% for the field, so 6% less, but 25 behind the arc. So Wall's shooting a lot more. They're more of a volume shooting team, a high number of pace. They don't care about the possessions, just the quality of possessions that they get, and it's kind of paying off. They're playing at this high pace. They're getting a lot of possessions where a volume shooting team does thrive. Freeman, on the other hand, I did say is shooting very efficiently, but 15 turnovers. The Eagles have 7 steals that kind of correlate with it. A full court press from the Eagles has kind of created a lot of chaos within this Freeman team to just kind of shake things up, get them uncomfortable. We said this throughout the broadcast multiple times. The Flyers cannot play a high pace with the Eagles. They need to slow things down. They need to get the Eagles comfortable. They have to make possessions matter. Anything else you've seen, Zach?
Yeah, I think turnover is really the name of the game right now here for Freeman. The reason they lost against Viborg early, a big part of the reason I should say anyways, is those turnovers. As we saw, lots of unforced turnovers. Well, we have unforced turnovers in this game as well, and right now they trail 12 to the Wall Eagles, and a team that shoots at such high efficiency as the Wall Eagles. It might be kind of tough to come back in this one, but they're going to have to take care of the basketball. They're shooting it well. They're just turning over and essentially giving up free possessions for Wall. I think that's the big difference in the game right now.
Yeah, this is the largest lead by the Eagles of 12. The Freeman Flyers did lead by 2 early on in the game, but really it's kind of been neck and neck the whole time. 12 points being the biggest lead, kind of a close game. The Flyers just can't get over the hump. They cut the lead 2-0 or even pull ahead themselves. We'll take a quick break and be back for the start of the second half here in Aberdeen.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Rural Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Rural Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Rural Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available.
Back from the break and a little bit of time on the clock before we start things here. I'd like to thank SDPB for all that they do and allowing us to be here and covering the teams that we do and just giving us the opportunity to broadcast these games for you at home, the listeners. For complete coverage, updated scores, and photos of the high school basketball championships, visit sdpb.org/basketball. All the games will be broadcasted live on SDPB television. For updated content, check out SDPB Sports on social media. Another group I'd like to thank once again are the Freeman sponsors for giving us the opportunity to do what we do. We cannot be thankful enough for them. For Vermeer of Freeman, Merchant State Bank, CHS Agronomy, C&B Operations, Rural Manufacturing, Freeman Dental, Vision Care Associates Freeman, Freeman Lumber Company, Golden West Communications, Core Trust Banks, Sioux International, Surrey Auto Body, Freeman Regional Health Services, Janelle Pearson, Next Home Tri-State Realty, and Yankton Thrive. So back into the action. A thank you to all the sponsors who give us this opportunity to broadcast the games. And as we get back into the action, 42-30 is the score. The Flyers will start the game or the half out with the ball. Kerrigan far side jumper no good, rebounded by the Eagles, and I think we have our first foul of the second half. Foul will be on the Flyers as Moore try to push up the court following the defensive rebound. 7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. 42-30 is the score. Jace Moore of the Eagles will bring it up for his team. Schultz down low trying to find Dinger on one more pass. Pass blocked and intercepted. Picked up by the Flyers. Flyers now pushing the pace. Will lose it, and Kerstead was out of bounds. I could see that one quite clearly. His foot just kind of slid as he tried to make the slide. Still
just wasn't quite able to save it. He was that close, but definitely out of bounds.
A+ for effort, though, as the lead is still 12 for the Eagles. Inbounded for the Flyers. Inbounded to Kerrigan. Kerrigan looking for a lane. One more pass to Luke Miller. Luke Miller along the baseline. Shot up and good as he kind of weaves around the defense. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. 42-32. Dinger down low. Floater up. Good. And a good answer for the Eagles to keep this one at 12. Inbounded to Luke Peters on the far side, guarded by Amitt. Amitt has been a big defensive presence for this team. Have to see if he can keep it up with the on-ball defense. Kerrigan far side, guarded by Kerstead. Sorensen top of the key, looking for a place to go. Half spin, can't find any room. Will work in the post. Uses his body to get around him, and he does. 44-34. We're back to a 10-point game.
I love the moves down low. Use your size to your advantage. You know, you don't see a lot of players wanting to play as a true post position, so it's nice to see those post moves.
I love to see some good post work. Pull-up jumper from Kerstead. A long two is good. Nothing but net. 46-34 is the score. 6:15 left in the third quarter. Not really a whole lot of stoppage in the game, as this one seems to be flying by pretty fast. Freeman, Kerrigan loses it as he tries to go between his legs. His feet kind of slipped out from underneath him, but the Flyers do manage to get it back. Big three from number 22, Luke Peters, is no good. And it looks like we'll have a timeout. A full timeout taken by head coach Friesen of the Flyers. We'll take one as well and be back in a minute.
At Sioux International of Freeman, South Dakota, they pride themselves on delivering equipment solutions to every sort of farming operation. The company continues to exude a tradition of excellent customer service and employ a large staff of knowledgeable technicians. Get the scoop on the latest deals and what's new, whether it's ag equipment, acreage equipment, lawn and garden, or equipment attachments. It's what they do at your Sioux International dealer in Freeman, South Dakota, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
At Freeman Regional Health Services, we're committed to your family's health and well-being. Whether it's an emergency, an annual checkup, or senior care, we're proud to serve Freeman and the surrounding communities. We're excited to now offer Planet Heart and Body Composition scans, expanding our services to meet your needs. Visit freemanregional.com to learn more about our compassionate, high-quality care. We look forward to caring for you. Freeman Regional Health Services is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the full timeout from the Flyers. The score is 46-34. Almost halfway through the third quarter. I guess we're only 2 minutes left to play. 5 minutes on the clock kind of deceived me, but it's 5:52 left in the third quarter. Eagles have the ball inbounded to Jace Morris. He will bring it up for his team. A little zone back into zone action for the Flyers as the only way to maybe create some traps on this Eagle offense. 3 ball from Trevor Schultz of the Eagles, and wow, is he excited to hit that one. The whole bench erupted as he turned to celebrate with them. 49-34 after the big 3 from Schultz. That one poked free from Emmett Dinger. He should have a free layup to the rack. Yes, he does. And now a quick 5-point swing for the Eagles coming out of the timeout. 51-34, 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. In the hands of Luke Miller, far side, guarded by Schultz. Now double team Kerrigan along the baseline, slices through the defense. I thought that was contact. It might have just been all ball from Amiot to poke that one free. I think it was a block in the stat sheet. 3-pointer from Dinger on the near side, no good. Flyers get the rebound. Luke Peters hits the deck after the whistle. I think he just kind of caught his feet when the whistle blew, and we'll have some substitutions. Younger Amiot will pick up the foul, his 3rd of the game, and I think we have another timeout. It's a media timeout, so we'll just take it as well and be back momentarily.
Rewarding you for doing everyday things, like buying gas, shopping, and dining local. Does your bank do that? If you're a Core Trust customer, your bank does that. When you open a premium or preferred checking account and meet requirements, you get access to Core Trust perks powered by Bazing, an exclusive network offering 300,000 plus deals and discounts on dining, shopping, travel, fuel, and more. Visit us online, in person, or by phone. Terms and conditions apply. Member FDIC.
Since 1987, Sari Auto Body in Freeman has been repairing your car from headlights to taillights. Been in a wreck? They can fix it. Windshield replacement or repair? They do that too. From oil changes, tires, wheel alignments, and even engine overhauls. They can handle it all. One business in Freeman to remember, Sari Auto Body. Make them your one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs. Sari Auto Body in Freeman is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the media timeout, 4:50 on the clock in the third quarter. Flyers have it following the foul and the media timeout as that one off the leg of number 34, Tannen Auk of the Flyers and out of bounds. The Eagles get it back as they force, or not really force a turnover, but kind of disrupt a turnover as they disrupt the pass. So 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Eagles have it on the far side as Dinger now to Trevor Schultz. Another 3 from Schultz is good. I don't want to say back-to-back threes, but in back-to-back offensive sets, Schultz has scored. 54-34. It's now a 20-point lead for the Eagles. And when you have your big man sinking threes like that, you can't be upset with your play at all. Flyers trying to answer 20. Luke Miller trying to find a 3. No good. They do get the offensive rebound, and number 42, Tate Sorensen, will put it in. 54-36, 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Now Thielen Kerstead, top of the key, over to Schultz. Will he hit a third? You have to think maybe they'll set it up, and a push is called on the floor, so the Eagles will inbound, and another foul for the Flyers. Second team foul for the Flyers. Only one has been called on the Eagles, as it's, for the most part, been a relatively low foul called game. Eagles will inbound. Jace Moore, top of the key. Now Kerstead near our far corner 3. Shot no good. Bounced off the backboard a little bit after the rim as it falls out. The Freeman Flyers get the rebound as Kerrigan will try to push it. Jace Moore gets a steal. Another hand in the jar of cookies for him as he has a free layup.
He's not getting his hand caught, though, ever, it seems.
No, he's not. Just free cookies for Jace Moore. 56-36 is the score. We're back up to a 20-point lead. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Number 42, Sorensen down low. Through the contact, finds a layup. And the Flyers are not going away just yet. Moore on the near side. Back out to Dinger. Moore top of the key. Looking for a place to go. Kerstead, far side, drives baseline up with the shot and good. Still slicing through the defense has kind of been the key for this Eagles team. They kind of just do it all right. Quarterback pass from Schultz tries to find Kerstead. Intercepted by number 34, Tannen Auk of the Flyers.
Back and forth there.
Yes, it is. Sorensen, one more pass to Waltner, Oliver Waltner, as he finds a quick 2 for the Flyers. 18-point game. Schultz to the rim himself, no good. Waltner gets the rebound. And now Kerrigan down low to Sorensen. Sorensen through contact. Dinger will be dinged for the foul as Sorensen will go to the line. I don't want to say a weak foul, but weak in the terms of not a lot of hard contact, just kind of slightly caught him on the wrist, enough for a clear foul, but not enough to disrupt the shot.
Exactly. I was always taught when I played basketball. Now, be in mind, I wasn't that good. When I played basketball, if you're going to foul them, make sure that shot doesn't go. If you're going to foul hard.
And the and one from Sorensen is good. So the score is 58-43, Eagles on top. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Moore on the near wing, trying to direct traffic as he hits number 11, a new player from the Eagles, Deacon Hare. A new sub. Back to Moore. Shot no good. A lot of Flyers in the lane there to stop Moore from making the layup. We're under 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Eagles are rolling. 58-43 is the score. Eagles on top. Flyers losing it down low. Goes up with the shot anyway, and Sorensen will go back to the line for 2. So 2 quick fouls for the Eagles, and back-to-back defensive series will put the Flyers to the line.
I love what I'm seeing from Freeman right now, and specifically, I should say, Tate Sorensen, as he has a chance to get up to 20 points already here in the third quarter. He's driving to the rack. He's just attacking over and over, and he keeps getting sent to the line. He says, you know what, until you stop me and do it without a foul, I'm going to keep doing it, and it's worked so well. He's at 19 points now.
2 substitutions in for the Eagles as Sorensen makes his first free throw, and the second one falls as well. Emmett Dinger and I believe number 10 Carter Sundahl will check in as number 11 Deacon Hare and number 21 Trevor Schultz check onto the bench. Eagles up 58-45, minute and a half left in the third quarter. Thielen Kerstead top of the key. Was trying to drive in, but instead will back it out and reset things back up. It's a timeout called by head coach Ryan Kerstead of the Eagles. And I think we will take one as well and be back in a moment in Aberdeen.
Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston are proud sponsors of this sports broadcast. When it's time to get your vision checked, you go to the eye care center that has the latest technology. Vision Care Associates now offers new OptiMap dilation free exams in both the Freeman and Parkston clinics. It's quick and easy. Best of all, it keeps your day interruption free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. See the best when you visit Vision Care Associates in Freeman and Parkston.
When it comes to sports teams and players, they can do more when they have the best equipment. This also applies to manufacturing and agriculture. For 75 years, Vermeer Manufacturing has been equipping the world to do more. Vermeer is growing and is looking to fill positions in production. If you're looking, Vermeer is hiring and offering a great starting wage, great benefits, and a great workplace. Start your career with Vermeer, a proud sponsor of the Freeman students.
And back from the break, and players on the court. 58-45 is the score as the Wall Eagles lead the Freeman Flyers. Minute 25 left in the third quarter as the Eagles have the ball. Moore on the near wing, looking to drive in, back out, now in the hands of Kerstead. Kerstead has a lane, pulls up jumper from the free throw line is good, nothing but net. The Eagles are the first team to 60. Luke Peters of the Flyers will bring it up for his team as they need to create some kind of offense. Pass down low to Waltner. Back out around the horn to Asen. 3-ball no good. Thielen Kerstead will pick the rebound. Down the court is Emmett Dinger, who loses it. He had an open layup, but will lose it as he kind of got in a little too much of a hurry. The Flyers get a break and the ball back. One more pass. That's out. Under the basket, kind of trapped, kicked out to Peters. 3-ball up, no good. In and out is a shot. They do get the offensive rebound and the putback So the Flyers walk away with points with 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Maybe not the 3 points they wanted, but can't be mad with 2. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. The Eagles looking to run the clock down as much as they can. Shot clock is off. Dinger top of the key. Now Kerstead. Kerstead does have 21 points in this game. He averages 19.5, so he's well above that. Back out to Dinger. 3-ball up and good. Nothing but net. Dinger has 17 by himself. One last heave from the Flyers will be no good, so 63-47 is the score after 3, and the dynamic duo from Wall, South Dakota is doing it all here in Aberdeen.
It started with a rancher who built a fence that bordered land. This is where we began. A copper wire strung from one fence post to the next. That lone wire went on to connect one family to another, and then another, until one day, it touched us all. At Golden West, we didn't build the communities that made South Dakota. No, we just brought them together.
At the Freeman Parkston Dental Centers, you will receive the highest quality comprehensive dental care in a friendly, relaxed atmosphere. Freeman Parkston Dental Centers strive to provide the best general, cosmetic, and emergency dental care in the area. In addition to general dentistry, they offer Invisalign, teeth whitening, dental implants, and pediatric services. The team is highly trained, professional, and compassionate. Freeman and Parkston Dental Centers are a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the quarter timeout, the Eagles lead 63-47. 8 minutes back on the clock for the fourth quarter. The Eagles will start the quarter with the ball right where they want to be. They have the momentum, they have the big shots as of late, and they have the ball back to continue this run. Kerrigan almost got the steal off the pass, but now Amy along baseline. Floater up, no good. Flyers do get the rebound. Rebounded by number 32, Waltner of the Flyers. Asen will bring it up the court for his team, guarded by Jace Moore. He already has a couple steals so far. Asen loses it back up. A wide open Kerrigan. Defense collapses. He can't drive baseline like he wanted. Down in the post, back out to Asen. 3-ball up and good. And maybe the Flyers aren't dead yet. Down 13, 7 minutes to play. Plenty of time to come back. More of the Eagles, top of the key, around the horn to Kerstead, far side. Drives baseline, back out, loses it, picked up by Schultz. Schultz to Dinger. Dinger had room to shoot. I'm surprised he didn't. He has a quick trigger, and now he does. Shot no good, rebounded by Asen of the Flyers. Dinger has 17 on the night, 3 short of his average. I don't doubt that he'll finish above his average tonight, and what a play from Oliver Waltner of the Flyers to work around the defense. A little hook-type shot, scoop-type layup from Waltner to add 2 to his team's total. Kerstead, now Amia, now Schultz on the far side, guarded by Kerrigan. Schultz will drive baseline, another little runner, no good, rebounded by number 22, Luke Peters of the Flyers. Peters, now in the hands of Kerrigan. Kerrigan to the rack. It looked like the Eagles try to draw the charge, and they do. An offensive foul on Kerrigan as younger Amiot took the hit to the deck as it all paid off. Kerrigan, his second foul of the night. The Eagles get it back. Inbounded to Jace Moore following the charge call on the Flyers. Eagles up 11, 63-52. 6 minutes left to play in the game. Dinger back to Kerstead on the near side, drives baseline, kind of loses his footing. Yes, it will be a travel. It was going to be a turnover either way as the ball was in the hands of one of the Flyers, but
and he was right around the baseline too. Could have been a three-way turnover.
Yes, it could have. Freeman gets the inbound. Inbound stolen by younger Amia. Amia's pass a little too reckless, and it's stolen back by the Flyers. Sorensen back to the lane. Shot a little strong off the back iron. Rebounded by Jace Moore of the Eagles. Jace Moore will look to take it almost himself. No, behind the back. Back to Amiot in the lane. I think it's a block call. on the Flyers. Yes, it is, so the Eagles will inbound under the hoop. Ding for the foul was Tate Sorensen of the Flyers, his third of the game, as a three ball from Keelan Kerstead with Flyers in his face is good. 66-52 is the score, and there's a timeout called. It looks to be a full timeout, so we'll take one as well and be back momentarily.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality healthcare, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
Pick or place your property with Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty. With licenses in Iowa and South Dakota, Janelle Pearson is the perfect choice to buy or sell your home. Rest assured, as you see the knowledge, hard work, passion, and care that goes into taking care of you. Give Janelle Pearson of Next Home Tri-State Realty a call today at 712-552-7102 to take care of all your home needs. Janelle Pearson is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
5.5 minutes is all that separates the Wall Eagles from a fifth place plaque in the State B Championship. 66-52 is the score. The Flyers do have the ball with plenty of time to come back. Long inbound to Kerrigan. Behind the back, slick little move. Does he get the finish? Yes, he does. A nice little play from Taden Kerrigan of the Flyers. Eagles get it back, looking to follow something up after that slick little move. Kerstead trying to set the offense up. Now Sundahl on the near corner. Schultz, pull up three, pressure in his face, shot no good, rebounded by the Flyers. 66-54 is the score, 5 minutes left to play. The Freeman Flyers may have found a path back, but not after that pass as it sails out of bounds from Luke Peters, trying to find Kerrigan once again. The Eagles get the break they need following the missed three. And wow, what a layup from Kerrigan. A little behind the back play.
Nice move. Just got him right set up down low, right under the rack, and just a great move overall.
Nothing the defense could do but just sit and watch as Jace Moore will now bring it up the court for his team and maybe put a few more points on the board. Three ball from Emmett Dinger, and that will give him the 20-piece. A quick little three. I don't think anyone was expecting him to take it, but now the Eagles are up 69-54 as we hit the media timeout. We'll take a quick 1 minute break and be back momentarily.
At Merchant State Bank, with locations in Freeman, Hurley, Viborg, and Irene, they offer big bank products to meet your financial needs and promote economic stability and growth within the communities they call home. Visit them online at msb-sd.com to learn more about the services they offer. Merchant State Bank is always proud to sponsor the athletic and academic activities of the communities they serve. Good luck to all the area teams in their games.
And back from the media timeout, 69-54 is the score. Wall Eagles on top, 4:46 left to play, and the trophy celebration. Flyers have the ball inbounded to Christopher Asen as he will look to bring it up for his team, guarded by Jace Moore. Asen cross court to Alk. Alk will give it to Kerrigan. Kerrigan loses it, puts it in the hands of Moore. Moore will take it right to the rack. Will he draw contact? Yes, he does. Shot no good, but he'll go to the line once again from a layup in transition. 4:25 left to play. Moore has 8 points in the game, trying to get to double digits. He averages 7 points a game, so he's already over his season average. First free throw up and good after a handful of bounces on the rim and backboard. That puts him at 9. One more to be in double digits. Second free throw up and good. So four Eagles are in double digits tonight as they put up 71 with 4.5 minutes left to play. The Flyers. Asen, nowhere to go, trapped by Dinger. He does work around the defense. As he hits the deck, the shot goes in. And the lead is shrunken by 2 once more. 71-56, 4 minutes left to play. Kerstead, far side, 3-ball up, no good. And now a foul. It will be Flyer ball. As the foul will be on number 13, Younger Amiot, his 4th of the game. You have to think maybe a sub is coming here soon for Amiot. Flyers do get the ball back. They have a handful of substitutions on the court for the Flyers. Number 20, Luke Miller. Number 32, Oliver Walter. Number 22, Luke Peters. And number 10, Sawyer Whiff. Luke Miller will take it to the rim himself. Shot no good. Getting the rebound is Oliver Waltner, who can't put it back in, but he does draw the contact. He'll go to the line for 2 himself.
So right now, down 15, the Flyers they're going to have a pretty much flawless 3.5 minutes of play here should they try and get back in this one.
Waltner was 4 for 4 from the field before that shot. But you can't be mad with the miss if you go to the line for 2. 71-57 is the score. Now 58 for the Flyers after the second free throw falls. 3:40 left in the game. Jace Moore on the far side as Ryan Kerstead is shouting directions from the bench. Emmett Dinger, now Younger Amiot. Back to Dinger, ball goes around the horn. Schultz on the far side. 3-ball from Schultz. He has 2, third one won't fall. The Eagles get the offensive rebound and reset their offense. Fresh shot clock to run even more time off the clock. Thielen Kerstead pull-up jumper from the baseline is good, and that's 2 more from the sophomore. Kerstead is up to 26 points in this one with 3 minutes left to play. He might be able to chase that 30-piece if he really wants it. 73-58 is the score. Flyers have the ball. That one tipped out of bounds by the Eagles. The Flyers should retain possession.
Now under 3 minutes to play, still that lead at 15. We'll see what the Flyers have left in them. Third back-to-back-to-back game day.
Flyers get the inbound. Quick 3 from Tate Sorensen was wide open in the far corner. Now the Eagles try to push the pace. 3-ball from Emmett Dinger, no good. Luke Miller gets the rebound. As the Flyers get back, Miller pass intercepted from Dinger as Dinger will tack 2 more to a score. Timeout is called on the court. It will be a full 30-second timeout on the Wall Eagles. Head coach Ryan Kerstead wants to talk things over as his team finishes up to try to lock in the win. I think we'll take a quick 15-second break and be back in a moment. And back from the break as both teams kind of talk it over. You have to think Ryan Kerstead might be looking to put in a few subs. Up 14 on the Flyers with 2.5 minutes left. You know, the game's not for surely over, but the Flyers still have a chance to come back, but there's not too many room for mistakes. Flyers do have the ball under the basket as Luke Miller will try to inbound. He does find Luke Peters as the Flyers try to push it up the court. Full court press from the Eagles is making it tough, but Whiff finds room under the basket. Back out to Sorensen. Sorensen will drive baseline, pump fake, reverse layup is good. 75-63, and maybe the door is not as close as we thought. 2 minutes left of game left. Jace Moore on the near wing. Now Younger Amy at top of the key. This Eagles team does have pretty good ball movement as everyone seems to get involved in almost every possession. Schultz back out to Amiot on the far side. Now Kerstead. Kerstead guarded by Luke Miller. Slices through the defense up for the layup shot. No good. Rebounded by Emmett Dinger. Dinger, a putback is good. A little floater along the baseline. And Dinger has 24. Only 2 points behind Kerstead in the leading scoring race. Sorensen has 25 of his own. Back out to Whiff. 3-ball no good and out of bounds.
And you got to wonder now, 90 seconds left to play, a 14-point difference. Is this official? Looks like some of the subs might be coming in. Well, not many.
Number 44, Riley Gay, will check in for number 13, Younger Amiot. And Asen will check in for the Flyers in place of Sawyer Whiff. Schultz inbounded to Moore. Moore faces a full court pressure, manages to break it as Emmett Dinger is now top of the key. Dinger's pass goes out of bounds. I think he was trying to find Riley Gay, but a little miscommunication. I think Gay zigged when he was supposed to zag, and he couldn't line up the pass. Minute left to play. Sorensen on the far side, guarded by Dinger. Now Kerrigan. Kerrigan, pull-up jumper, shot up and good. Another 2 points for the Flyers with a minute left in this one. The Eagles, Moore, open lane to the rim. Will he have an outlet pass? Yes, he does to Dinger. Cross court, intercepted by the Flyers. Now Sorensen, guarded by Schultz. Schultz almost plucked it free. Sorensen to the rack, a little slick little move, and another 2 points for the Flyers. It's now a 10-point game with 48 seconds left. Timeout called on the court by head coach Friesen of the Flyers. Only a 30-second timeout. We'll just take a quick 30 as well and be back in a moment.
CHS Farmers Agronomy is a leading ag company based in Freeman and Parkston that offers a wide range of agronomy services, including crop protection, crop nutrients, and seed products. Energy solutions provided are propane, refined fuels, and lubricants, as well as animal nutrition and equipment services. CHS Farmers Alliance Agronomy offers comprehensive solutions for farmers, including cash bids, future trading, and grain contracts. Download the MyCHS app to stay up to date on important info. CHS Farmers Allegiance Agronomy in Freeman and Parkston is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the break, the Eagles lead 77-67. 48 seconds left on the clock and left in the game. As Sawyer Whiff is back on the court for the Flyers. 10 points in 48 seconds is surely doable, but it is tough. They need to shut this Eagles team down and maybe force a few early stops. Schultz inbounded to Dinger, back to Schultz. Full court press is broken by the Eagles as Dinger, intentional foul now called, or I guess not intentional foul, but the Flyers foul, looking to maybe get the ball back after some missed free throws. We're not in free throw territory yet as the Flyers only have 4 fouls. And as the clock ticks under 40. Dinger on the near side, guarded by Sorensen. Faces heavy pressure from Sorensen. Can he get the ball off? He does. A little loose from the hands of Kerstead and now out of bounds. It will stay in the hands of the Eagles as Luke Peters almost got that one back from Kerstead. 10-point game, 30 seconds left. Inbounded to Schultz. Schultz around the court. Finds Dinger. Dinger loses it, but he's fouled first, and now the Eagles will be in the bonus to shoot free throws. 10-point game, 24 seconds left. This one is all but over if Dinger can make the free throws.
And yeah, a little surprised to see the fouling here at the end. You got to feel like 10 points with 24.6 seconds just might be too much. Either way, Wall with a chance to add on to that score as they missed the first.
Score will stay a 10-point game. Danger trying to catch up to Kerstead in terms of scoring. It looks like he might be 1 point short as that second free throw falls to give him 25. 20 seconds left in the game. Pass from the Flyers stolen by Jace Moore. Another steal for him. I can't wait to see the final stats just to see how many steals he racked up. 20 seconds on the clock. It's an 11-point game. As the Eagles will go back to the line, Jace Moore will shoot 2. Moore has 10 in this one, hopefully trying to get it to 12 to close this one out here for 5th place at the State Bees. First free throw no good by Moore, and we have a substitution. Number 30, Caden Waltner for the Flyers will check in, as number 42, Tate Sorensen, will check out. Sorensen will end the night with 27 points. Almost a quiet 27 points for his team. A lot of points, almost had a 30-piece in the final game of the season, and we have a lot more substitutions from the Flyers. Number 13, Lane McCune. Number 12, Brody Sorensen are two I see checking into the game, as well as number 2, Quentin Anderson for the Flyers. So a few new faces for the Flyers on the court in the last 20 seconds of the game. The Eagles up 79-67 as the Flyers will push the pace one more time to try to finish the game with 2 points. Jump shot taken by Quentin Anderson of the Flyers, no good. Rebounded by number 44, Riley Gay. 3 seconds left in the hands of number 32, Owen Geigel. As the clock hits 0, the Wall Eagles take 5th place. The Freeman Flyers will finish the state tournament in 6th place, We'll take a quick commercial break, get a few stats to wrap things up here in the Barnett Center in Aberdeen, South Dakota. We'll be back in a moment.
At C&B Operations in Freeman, we're proud to be part of this vibrant community where hard work, passion, and dedication shine through every student. Whether on the field, in the classroom, or on stage, every student is a champion in their own way. We're here to support Freeman and Freeman Academy athletes, scholars, and students involved in clubs and activities that make our town thrive. C&B, your hometown partner, cheering on all the young champions of Freeman.
Keep dreaming big and reaching high.
Freeman Lumber is a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast and wants you to know that they are very proud of their staff who will assist you with friendly and courteous service. Stop by Freeman Lumber at 104 Main in Freeman and let them help you with your building needs, whether it is fencing, windows, siding, roofs, and remodels, or new builds, or just your everyday lumber needs. Stop in and deal with someone you know and can trust. That's the folks at Freeman Lumber Co. in Freeman, South Dakota.
Rural Manufacturing Company of Freeman, South Dakota has a large inventory of steel for buildings and fabrication needs. They stock square and rectangular tube, pipe, angles, channels, and rounds. Rural Manufacturing also stocks shapes in stainless steel. Their sheet metal stock consists of hot-rolled steel, stainless steel, and galvanized steel. Concrete rebar is also in stock in sizes 3/8 to 3/4 in 20-foot lengths. Call Rural Manufacturing in Freeman for pricing or info on fabrication services available. At Sioux International of Freeman, South Dakota, they pride themselves on delivering equipment solutions to every sort of farming operation. The company continues to exude a tradition of excellent customer service and employ a large staff of knowledgeable technicians. Get the scoop on the latest deals and what's new, whether it's ag equipment, acreage equipment, lawn and garden, or equipment attachments. It's what they do at your Sioux International dealer in Freeman, South Dakota, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
And back from the break to round some things out. We come back just in time to see the Freeman Flyers as they get handed their 6th place medal in the consolation side of the bracket. We don't have the stats quite yet. We will say them as soon as we get them. Zach is doing his thing, trying to get the paper. But in the meantime, to recap the second half and really just the whole game in general, what a game from the Wall Eagles. Just too much for the Flyers to handle. They just kept making those big shots, kept scoring in transition. And the Flyers just kind of got outpaced in the end. As the medals are now being introduced, Quint Anderson, Christopher Asen, Sawyer Whiff, Tayden Kerrigan, Brody Sorensen, number 13, Lane McCune, number 14, Braden Mangel, number 20, Luke Miller, number 22, Luke Peters, number 24, Axel Schultz, number 30, Caden Waltner, number 32, Oliver Waltner, number 34, Tannen Auk, number 35, David Walter, number 40, Trey Maskey, and number 42, Tate Sorensen. That is the roster for the Freeman Flyers as they get handed their medal. What an accomplishment just to be at the state tournament for one, but to win a game is another one as well. Flyers played good over the last 3 days. They just weren't able to pull off the big win against the Eagles. And man, a tough first game against the Viborg Hurley Cougars. As we now have the stats. Well, Zach, as you get sat down, headset back on, what did you think of the game?
Well, for the Freeman Flyers, unfortunately, they just couldn't quite pull it off. Ended up falling in this game, but, you know, nothing to hang their heads on, as that was just a great year for them. It was really a year they didn't expect to make it into the state tournament. But, you know, find yourself in the tournament. You've got a young squad. This is great experience. It's actually kind of what we saw from Viborg Hurley last year, because Viborg Hurley made the state tournament. I don't remember fully. I think they got 7th place last year, but now they're going to be playing in the championship game later tonight. But again, for Freeman, nothing to, you know, be upset about. A great year, a lot to build on, great experience. I just think the turnovers was really the big issue here tonight.
Yeah, as we go over the stats, leading the team in scoring for the Freeman Flyers was number 42, Tate Sorensen, with 27 points. Right behind him was number 11, Tayden Kerrigan, with 10. Leading the team in assists was also Tate Sorensen with 3, and leading the team in rebounds was Sorensen again with 5. No, excuse me, it was Oliver Waltner, number 32, who led the team in total rebounds with 9. Looking over this Wall Eagles team, Teelan Kerstead, number 5, led the team in total points with 26, and right behind him was Emmett Dinger, number 0, with 25. Just that missed free throw at the end, they keep him at 25 instead of tying Kerstead with 26. Another big impact player for the Eagles was number 2, Jace Moore, with 11 points and a total of 6 steals for his team. That really created that big turnover difference between the two teams that helped propel the Eagles on top. The biggest lead of the night was Wall by 20, and Freeman led by 2 early on in the game. 2 lead changes, and the score was tied 3 times. Really an overall good performance by both teams, but like you said, Zach, it was really just the turnover difference that was the difference in this one today. Well, that's all I got here from the Barnett Center in Aberdeen. It was a pleasure for you guys to join us here tonight. Once again, I'm Gage Revelette. Alongside me, running pretty much everything else, is Zac Spear. Thank you once again, and have a good rest of the evening. We'll actually be back later tonight for the championship game as the Viborg Hurley Cougars take on the Castle Wood Spartans. That game is set to tip off at 7:45. It might be a little bit later, maybe a little bit earlier. I doubt it will be earlier, as that's normally how them things
I
are
would
run.
expect later,
Yep,
if anything.
Expect a little later. We will be early or live early on, around 7:15, 7:30-ish, around that mark. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. But once again, thank you all for joining us. Have a good rest of the evening, and see you at 7:30.